suddenly saw myself there in sharp relief from the side. And what I saw was, it was just ugly. It was unedifying. It was just wrong. I was racing through my life instead of living it. And I thought, I can't carry on like this. I just can't. I have to slow down. And so that was really the jumping off point. I started not only investigating my own addiction to speed, but digging into the bigger. For many people, speed and busyness is a form of denial. It's a way of running away from ourselves. It's a way of running away from big questions such as, who am I? What is my purpose here? Am I living the right life for me, or am I on autopilot and just following the herd, rushing along down the same highway, right? It's hard at first, especially, to confront those questions. It's much easier to speed up and sweat the small stuff. The small questions like, where are my keys? I'm late for my 11 a.m., right? That's not frightening. And that gives the illusion of being alive and engaged in the world. You're doing stuff. You have an 11 a.m. meeting and you've got some keys that you need to get there, right? It's those little spurts of excitement. But what you really are doing in that case is that you're denying yourself depth. People around the world in every walk of life are, especially I would say since the pandemic, are doing the unthinkable. They're slowing down in every walk of life and discovering that, contrary to what conventional wisdom always tells us, which is that if you slow down, you're boring, you're stupid, you're lazy, you're unproductive, you're roadkill, that the opposite turns out to be true, that by slowing down judiciously at the right moments, people find that they eat better, make love better, raise their kids better, work better, think better. The number one answer you get to the question, when do my best ideas come to me, is in the shower, yeah? Or walking the dog, or swinging in a hammock on vacation. It comes in those slow moments, because there is that deep, abiding bond between slowness and creativity that the greatest thinkers in the arts, science, and business have always understood. And that hasn't changed, right? Whether you're in Silicon Valley in 2024 or Mesopotamia in 2024 BC, we got the same brains, and we need to slow down if we're going to fire them up in the way that's useful. You come across stacking that young people, that Gen Z do this. They go out for a coffee or whatever. What do they go out for? These sushi, sitting around the table. Everybody's piled up their phone in the middle of the table in a stack. And whoever grabs the phone first to look at Snapchat or Instagram pays the bill for everybody else, right? And it's just a nifty way of saying, we have this moment here together. We're never going to have this moment again. Why spoil it by trying to being in several moments at the same time? Why not slow down, be intentional, to use the word that Marnie first threw into the ring? Why not, let's just slow down and have a slow experience, right? And that's the generation of digital natives who grew up surrounded by screens, saying, hang on, we want some speed limits on the information super scheme of things of a life that's probably going to be 80, 85, 90 years long. To take 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 3 months, depends on the person, and just marinate a little bit and let your mind wander. I think that's not a waste of time. That's a very wise investment of your time, so that the next chapter you open up is more likely to be the right one. I think that's the way we need to think about this, is looking around the world. This is the benefit of living in a global economy, is that we're exposed to different ways of doing things constantly. And rather than being regarding those other ways as quaint or ridiculous or impenetrable, is to try and learn from them, right? To look at the science, look at what the Harvard Business Review is telling us about productivity and creativity, and how that links to pace and slowness and focus and social connection and listening and all these things that are, part of the conversation we're having now. And then, having done that homework, look at those other countries that you're exposed to, that you're working in, that you're traveling through, and think, okay, well, they do it this way. Maybe there's a little bit that I can bring back to my life or my company or my organization.